Hi everybody, so hopefully you have taken a bit of time to read Matthew chapter 5. Verses 13 to 16 sort of sits together. Our focus together here is on the part where Jesus says, you are the light of the world. But that little salt reference and light reference really connect together because they're really reflecting this whole idea of the impact of this blessed life, the impact of this kingdom living among us and what it starts to look like. Now, you hear something like you are the light of the world, and if you've been around sort of a Bible conversation anytime, you cannot help but hear the echo of the Genesis reference, where when God creates the universe, he says, let there be light. And that gorgeous idea that light existed in God before the sun was made in the creation story. There is a light that comes from God. There is a light that lives in God. And there is a light that lives from God that is not dependent on the sun or the moon or the stars. Boom. Huge idea in the creation story. And I think Jesus is picking this up. And this is not a new idea either. If you read through the pages of what we call the Old Testament, you've got the Lord saying to his people these incredible words, I will also make you a light for the Gentiles that you may bring my salvation to the ends of the world. That's a great Isaiah text. So the idea of God's light, the idea of a community that are carrying God's light is not new. This is an old idea that Jesus is now bringing to this audience in this first century world, saying, when you allow this kingdom to live among you, when you allow these ideas to live inside you, you as a people, you as a community will become the light of the world. Just as God spoke light into the darkness and Israel were meant to be the darkness, the light of God to the darkness of the world, so now he speaks to this community as well. And when we look at that creation story, we see God speaking light into formlessness, we see God speaking light into emptiness, and we see God speaking light into the chaos. Amazing ideas. And when Jesus brings the kingdom of God here, I think he's doing the same thing. He's saying that this kingdom will bring a sense of shape to the formlessness of our world. That this kingdom will bring something of holy substance into the emptiness of our world, and that this kingdom will bring something of God's order and justice into the chaos of our world. And I love the language of Jesus. He talks about us being a city on a hill that cannot be hidden, and a light on a lamp that sort of is not put under the table, but is put on a stand. Because what Jesus is teaching us here is not fundamentally, he's not arguing for the power of the light. Everybody knows that light works. Every time you flick a light on, it chases away the darkness. Light always wins over darkness. That's a key idea that even people without scientific knowledge in the first century would have understood. When I light my lamp, boom, the darkness disappears. But Jesus is arguing for the positioning of the light. The light is a city on a hill. The light is a lamp on a stand. He's not saying, making an argument for the power. He's making an argument for the positioning of the light. And this is a key idea. The kingdom of God that Jesus is now bringing isn't meant to be a sort of a culture hidden away in a dark room all by itself, but it's meant to be a kingdom that lives among the world that it's in. And remember the context. Jesus is speaking to an audience that is under the boot of Rome, that is sitting under this immense Roman Empire. And here's what he's saying. When this kingdom is among you, you will be people who carry light into the Roman Empire. You will be people who carry light into the highways and byways. You will be people who shine as a light in the darkness. So even in the context of the mighty Roman Empire, he's saying your light will bring shape. Your light will bring substance. Your light will bring order into the nations of the world. And I love this idea. And so when you then travel from you are the light of the world into some of the practical things that Jesus is about to say, you can see why those issues would be light. That actually, if I live out of my heart, not just out of my actions, if I learn to understand that the kingdom of God starts inside me and isn't just expressed in my hands and my feet, then actually there's something powerful about the light of that kingdom to my world. So it's not just about not killing someone, it's about the attitudes in my heart towards that person. It's not just about not having sex with someone I shouldn't have sex with. It's about my attitude to people in a sexual context. It's not just about differentiating between who's my enemy and who's my friend, but it's about my attitudes towards all of that in the light of the value system of the kingdom of God. So when Jesus says you are the light of the world, he's saying that when the kingdom is among you and we live out the values of this kingdom, it will make a dynamic impact on the situation around us. It will speak, as it were, into the darkness. It will speak into the chaos. It will speak into the emptiness, and it will speak into the formlessness. And this is dramatically illustrated in the behavior of that kingdom that Jesus is about to talk about. So when we think of you are the light of the world, it's not really about the power of the light that Jesus is arguing. It's about the positioning of the light. He's saying this kingdom that is among you and within you is meant to be positioned in the world around you. And when it is positioned, it will shine like a light in the darkness. I hope you enjoy your reflections. I hope you are blessed in your conversations. And may his light shine in you and through you in the world in which you live. God bless you.